Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. This deep wish we may have, like, I want to disappear. To be myself, I want to disappear. If you go into that movement, you may eventually have an experience of it, but as it is still an experience with an experiencer, it will disappear and you will have the good wish another time again. I mean to say, of course it's a blessed wish, yet it's a thought. It's a movement of the mind. And when you don't go into that movement of the thought, let it be, I want to disappear. You suddenly see it's the mind. And you keep quiet, who knows who, from where you could see that. And that's always available. That's why some say it's permanent. I would say it's always available. And it's more obvious when you are not busy with the mind. That's all. And it is all. Now please, if I'm not clear, ask. It is your birthright, it's your space like mine, as much. And, or if you have a doubt or a confirmation of anything, express it. Express it. Yeah, there is a... Okay, yeah.
What means to be vigilant?
You can try, but it's probably not.
But anyway, speak a bit louder, please.
What means
Ooh, you have a very sweet voice. What it means?
to be vigilant?
To be vigilant, like I said. When something comes up, whatever it is, someone, the one who got that something rising, has a natural tendency to follow the mind. That's how we manage in this world, even when we don't manage, but that's what we do in this world. So Satsang says, or it's your own experience, about peace, nothing works in this world. Permanent peace, nothing works in this world. It looks, but you have to get experiences for that. Then it becomes a need, a great wish. And then you see that some people speak about that, and they often are considered like wise men, for example. So what do they indicate? They exactly indicate, don't follow your mind, know what's a mind, spot what's a mind, then you're free. Not as someone, but you can taste, you are freedom itself. And as a human, you can taste temporarily what is freedom. And what more can one wish? So spot the mind. And when you spot the mind, you don't go anymore with the mind. And where you are left, that's what is pointed out. And there is no human, animals, whatever. There is no I and you. Yet, as it has been also an experience of someone, because one is not dead, that someone could peep, oh, my real nature is that. But then coming back to the mind, he will always he will know the extreme value to give some space to that in his own life, even as an I. Knowing very well that those are experiences still, but he knows that one knows, or who knows, that the real nature, or let's say, not to make a duality with that unreal and real, what's left, what is untouched, that's what one is. I'm not sure my description is good, but try. Ask more if needed. You see, for example, one is no more busy with that search. In words, we will say, okay, he fulfilled the search, okay, or he has seen. These are words, that's an indication. Well, what did I want to say? Yeah, so in his life, and satsang can be part of this life, that one, having an experience of that, like in silence, I am that, or that silence, that's what is, whatever, something like that. But you see, from now, even though he enjoys and appreciates and is so grateful to have those experiences, but he knows, or I know that it's an experience. So when it disappears, there will be no search after that. He knows these are the waves of the life. But is no more deluded by a search. So don't try to transform your mind. Don't try to push your mind. Just spot the mind. If you spot the mind, it's an object, and be left where you saw it. And from here, all what happens, whatever directions it takes, out or in, you know that these are the movements of the mind. relieved. Yeah.
Does that work?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you speak
Okay.
louder, please.
So, it seems there's one movement of the mind
Mhm.
which has a certain stickiness
Okay.
to it. And I don't know what to call it, but I'll call it compassion or something like that. It's not a judgment one way or the other about
Okay.
the compassion. There's a sense of obligation or something there. It's like
In the life.
in the life, it's something too much, sticky. I don't know if I expressed that well, but
If you speak about it, it's too much. Otherwise, it's a natural way of living.
yeah, but okay. I felt to express that.
It was not bad.
No, but
You're not satisfied by the answer, I know. First of all, this word of compassion, they have many words in every religion. Is charity with the Christian, is give your cheek when you slap this, and so on. I mean, it's like some kind of solidarity with the suffering of the humans. Yeah? Some people have it more than others. And this, you cannot change the density or the quality of it in everyone. Everyone is made with certain ingredients from birth. And that will express itself all the life. So if in a natural way you see there is that tendency, know that it is concerning a character, but don't try to transform it too. It means it may be natural to you to react or act like this. And if it is not there, it's the same for that one. It's a natural way to just maybe be a bit more yogic or retired from the others. And there is nothing good or bad there.
so up to that, I feel clear. But I feel, so then there's a question.
There is a question.
A doubt.
Yeah, which one?
It must be based on the idea, some idea that I have,
Yeah.
of some detachment or something from...
Yeah. But tell me the doubt. It should not be there.
Well, so why I brought the theme of compassion? Because I feel like in the mind,
Yeah.
there's something which pulls me strongly into the world in a way that feels not in an unnatural, in a way that.
But you said obligation, in
Yeah.
a way of obligation. You are not obliged of anything.
No.
We cannot, you are not obliged to, and it is also a strong suggestion, you are not obliged to fit an image.
Yeah.
Be free.
Yeah.
And whatever comes out, then, inshallah, you know,
Yeah.
what to do.
But it's something there.
It's
Yeah.
obligation. There is no obligation. And what this obligation involves? Tell more then.
How I experience it is yeah, it comes together. So there's the feeling to help. I mean, I'm not especially a compassionate person. I have compassion, but it's something in the desire to be.
Why you want to fight that?
I don't want to fight the compassion at all. I have no judgment about that. It's more the sense of obligation, or there's some.
There is no obligation.
No, but I'm bringing something sticky there for me.
Yeah, but I tell
Yeah.
you can free yourself
Yeah.
from obligation.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't mean you will maybe still be compassionate
Yeah.
if it is natural to you,
Yeah.
but forget about obligation. We have, because then you obey which kind of absolute law? What is this?
Okay. So then to forget about the obligation felt like too much because it's a movement of the mind.
Well, but then you are a tricky one, because then you I say it's
Yeah.
like I just tell you don't go there, because it's like when I say to somebody, ask who am I? Oh, but this is the mind. Of course it is the mind,
Yeah.
but at least it removes, and you don't know up to which extent it removes. So don't go there. Just drop it. That is second best, what I just told. The first best, but who can take it or take it? Don't touch the mind. Just don't touch the mind. If you touch the mind, then I speak like that. Satsang is, you see, it can be silence itself, but it's not generally, it is as confusing than words. Because people take it as silence, like a state. Okay? So, there are words. I am more into words, even though there is also silence. Speaking. The words, all what is said, it's the mind. But why? Because there is a demand from the mind. So there is a response in the same language to be heard eventually with the mind. But from where? all this come. This is always pointed out, even with the mind. That is why satsang is a special kind of course. It's not a normal course. It points out to something which is absolutely not objectified. You have to really see that whatever is uttered gets limited. That's why it can be seen, known, or expressed. So if you objectify compassion, it becomes limited. That's why those who speak of unconditional love, fuck it. Because you see, how one can ever speak about that? It may still exist, but don't objectify it. Otherwise, what you make it again an arrogant something. It's the same with everything. Just know it. Whatever is expressed is a limited form of what you search. No, I think you can speak directly. Speak directly. Speak.
Without the mic doesn't work.
No, it works now.
It works.
You can try.
Allez, doesn't matter. What do you say?
I can speak with a clear voice, so I would like to come back to your initial expression this morning about the wish for happiness, and that all the trouble is beginning with this, because I always feel kind of strange when people meet each other and they ask each other, how are you? Or even worse, how do you do? Because we know there is no doing, so there is no actor.
Well, you don't need to put Advaita in relationships. You don't need to speak Advaita into relationships.
No.
Into relationships, you just speak normally. Me too. I love to ask, "How are you, my dear, today?" And somebody says, "You ask, who are you?" I say, "Surely not." I say, "How are you?"
I don't like to ask people.
Don't
how
like?
do you do.
You are like this.
Because
But don't judge
I
others.
don't concern myself
Don't
about
judge others. Oh no, you surely don't concern. I don't believe it, my dear. It's okay. If you see a you are concerned. Don't speak bullshit. If there is a I, you are concerned. So, be simple.
Okay, you are doubting. I take care about not questioning myself how I am.
Good for you. Very good.
And that avoids a lot of trouble.
Yeah, the mind is a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the one. Sorry. Hello. So you said don't bring Advaita into relationships.
Yeah.
And is there a way to use relationships as a practice to bring more consciousness and the observer into everyday life?
But it's no fun to bring a witness when you are in relationship. Can you enjoy them? interesting question. I would just say, even if you had a moment, of course, moments when I say time of, let's say, identification means you just enjoy, and then suddenly you see, oh, yeah, I'm enjoying. I am in relationship with anything, anybody. It's still a relationship. I am in relationship. I enjoy.
Yeah.
And when I'm not in relationship, I'm not in relationship. You know, there is no question here of anybody.
Mm. So, for example, on Friday you said, we're all just assholes. and, and I found that, for example, quite liberating, because when you bring that into the realm of relationship, it creates a certain, I don't know, clarity or understanding of the human nature.
Yeah. I don't know why everybody laughs, but okay.
And so that's what I mean when, like, what we're doing here, bringing that then into, like, that kind of...
Bringing satsang? Where?
Yeah, here in Satsang.
Yeah.
Like, our conversations
Yeah.
and kind of bringing it to the human realm in, not totally, but in certain, like...
I don't know, I would not speak like this. Satsang, though it may not look, it's a total individual thing. I'm not thinking of human consciousness at all. I just respond to your preoccupation. Now, your preoccupation is about if we have to bring
Not if
conscious...
we have to.
Or if... What is exactly the question? Tell me again.
If it could be useful as a practice.
But to reach what? That depends. What do you want? You want to reach what with this practice?
More peace and freedom.
You already tried that practice?
I'm trying.
And why you come here then? It means it doesn't work.
Okay, so we keep it, what's it called, separation of church and state.
No separation.
Human and spiritual. Yeah.
No, there is no separation. When there is I and you, this is a manifestation, yeah? The creation in which we are, like Satsang is in this creation. Now, we must be that all of us had something like questioning, a question, kind of non-objective question, and where could it be answered, you see? So it is pointed out that answer you will never get to that question, but you will get an answer when you drop the question and when you drop the need of an answer, because you know you will be busy in this dual, in this creation, so you will get only dual answers, surely, and like that. And do whatever you like in this world. You know, the consciousness we have in this world, some people are less conscious than others. I totally agree. There are different levels in this manifestation of consciousness. But it dies with you also. Huh? So, okay, work if you like. If it brings you more happiness in your life, why not, and all that. But know the nature of it. It will die with you, that's sure. Okay.
Thank you.
And it's funny because this consciousness I speak about is because still somebody who has this consciousness is somebody. So there is an image, an identification with the body mind. You see, more or less etheric or not, but it's still there. That's why it will die. Now, the same consciousness, when you don't shape it, objectify it, then it's not subject to anything.
Can you say that again?
Oof. Which part?
The same consciousness when you don't.
Shape it, when you don't give form or qualities to it, or when you don't define it. The same one.
Mhm.
Then there is no question coming up. Hmm? It's not over, but you can still ask whenever you like. Yeah.
Hello, hello. Could you please help me, because what I found out that often after this, we can call it split second or whatever it is, after this I land too much on my mind often. Or
But you know it.
I know what?
You know that you land.
Yes.
From where do you know that?
Hmm?
From where do you know that you keep quiet? I mean, don't start to search where. From where you know that you keep quiet? It's the mind. Why the mind should even disturb that? It's just, it comes and goes. It appears and disappears. It's not a small thing, of course. It creates a human with his life. But still, it's like that.
Because I have sometimes a problem that when I don't land there,
Yeah.
I stay in a state of not landing.
Yeah, it's a state, yeah. You said it well.
Yeah.
That's why I speak of split second. You know, the split second doesn't need... It happens only once in a life. You don't understand. It happens only once in a life. After you have experiences of being myself, absolute silence, whatever, or not even speaking, and it's still an experience because it somehow looks like disappearing and something else appears. You don't need, because in that split second, and I don't want to make a concept of it, but you have seen the whole thing. So your mind will go on forgetting, the mind, and remembering. And the life will be like this. At least you have moments of remembering. What a blessed life. You know when it's too much, when you are really troubled, you know a refuge of total silence. It's a blessing. people suffer because they don't even find an experience of silence. At least you know. But at the same time, you know, it's an experience. Don't try, you cannot change these movements. You cannot. It's like that. The beauty, when you just, okay, you see, is that you see that things are since ever and forever. It will be like it appears, like it disappears, and still there is something untouched. That's all. It's enough to know that forever. Even if you see with the rope and the snake, you think the rope is a snake, and suddenly you say, oh, strangely enough, we don't know how it happens, but you say, oh, it's a rope. Still every sunset, you may mistake, oh, this snake, oh, no, it's a rope. You pass your life like this. In the life. And this will not change.
So what's my problem? What do you think is my problem? It's not funny.
There is absolutely no problem. I tell you, there is no problem, even if you are identified. But if you still search, it means that you have not seen.
That my split second is not the...
It's just an
really
experience.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's impossible. It's like you cut off the root of a tree which doesn't exist. Now, if you take the split second with the cutting of the root, you are fucked. Because then there was a real tree. No! All that is an appearance and a disappearance. There is nothing like not changing here. All those spiritual experiences, and I am not judging them, I just describe. They are meant to tell you, listen, as somebody, you see that there is something else than this objective world. But then you want that completely permanent in this life, and you start to speak Advaita in relationship and whatnot, and then I run away when I hear that. Because it's not natural. Okay, so, where I was. What I wanted to say.
I think he was trying to say that there's nothing permanent.
It's what?
There's nothing permanent. I think on that.
Yeah. Yeah, the spiritual experiences are a blessing, and as they are a blessing, there is also the other side, is that you think, you believe now, you are in truth. The word truth comes now, you know? Okay, so no, they are just states. And when I say just, it's not just, they are states. And your life will pass on with those states and those states. This and that. But it doesn't matter anymore because you have seen. You cannot change anything in which kind of power you have. Who are you? But this, of course, this has to be seen. Otherwise, you go on searching. That's true. Even when we quit, you quit and then you search again. That's sure. So, I just try that you get it, in not confusing a state for it. Yeah?
Then you would suggest that the solution is to have a real split second. Because my
That's the
split seconds
problem.
are unreal. Or what?
No, just spot that you speak of states. And from where you can see that, keep quiet. I mean, why don't you get it?
That's my question to you.
But why don't you get it? Because, okay, that's my question to you. It means you still consider your question. But it's the mind. What you are busy with, it's the mind. And I say, keep quiet from where you see all what you said. I'm sorry to add, but, and don't make it a concept, for me that is the split second. And forget it.
From where I see, or if I have a split second or no split second experience, from where I see this is the split second. Or
Yeah, so you keep quiet now. You don't need to clarify it. The clarification is again the mind, isn't it? Okay, so keep quiet. Hi.
This triangle of inquiry here, here and here is how can this not be playing out in life? You mentioned not bringing this into relationship and doing anything with it, but how can it not? How can it not? It's just happening. Can you speak to that one? And drop it. You know, it's happening, but dropping it is happening and dropping it. And sometimes it's picking it up.
What it drop? You mention what when you say drop?
The play, the dance of life, it's this constant.
Yeah,
It's a constant.
I agree. Yeah, then?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm going somewhere with this, with this.
I think you want. I indicated a way of dropping. A way of but listen to me first, please. I say. I may not say that to somebody else, but I say to those a way of dropping so that they can just keep quiet for a split second. And from that, let's say, from here, everything is seen. And then you have no more question what is what and how it... of course, all this, there is not two things. Like the illusion that I say to drop toe, it's a way to teach for a very particular split second. there is no two things like illusion to drop and reality. This is a way to teach up to a certain extent, otherwise it becomes fake again. Okay? So, satsang plays with what comes out. There is not like a philosophy, it has to be that and this is the truth. No, it replies to whatever happens. But if you put that into question, then don't make two things. Everything is of the nature of what we cannot objectify, and what is objectified as a limited shape of that. That's all, but it's the same. That's why the word Advaita has been used, not to. No other conclusion, you see. It's just not to. That separation is done by the mind, sure. Okay.
And in that separation, I see life could be full of the word arsehole. Really. The word arsehole, it could be full of that in relationship if that
But I tell you, here everybody does whatever he prefers and likes to be a bit more happy. That is. I don't speak of happiness. I rather would say the real search in the end comes to one search, is to be at peace. And of course peace brings happiness. But you see, it's a different indication, but I understand what you say, sure. I would say something totally absurd, but still, since we are in paradox, I say that in peace, when you are at peace finally, even if you are not at peace sometimes in the world, you're at peace. Huh? Because the world is like that. You waver all the time. And there are means, practices to make it a bit better, more happy and all that, of course, and that's very beautiful too. But it doesn't mean the same, yeah? Okay. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I was alluding to. Like finding peace in the non-peace. Because relationships bring so much non-peace.
Oh, sure.
So
when you are two, you will have peace and hell. Know it, I mean. And if you have some practice, it will be a bit more, less hell, still a bit hell.
Yeah.
And so you are a bit more happy.
Yeah.
So there is a chance to be happy also in relationship, but don't expect to have a permanent happiness. No. That's all. I think all the workouts which are beautifully offered and all these beautiful ways, you know, it's to bring more happiness in life. And there is, of course, nothing wrong with that. We need it. But satsang, I still tell, satsang is like an absurd search with an absurd answer, but you don't care anymore. And you see how things are. And you are no more trouble in searching something else.
observer.
How the world?
How do I get rid of the observer?
Yeah.
So my mind, I know it's mind, I know it's my humanness.
You speak about it, isn't it? You already spit it out. The moment you speak of it,
Yes,
it's like you objectify it, you spit it out.
yes.
You are freed from it.
Ganga, if I would consider about how I am, quite soon I would differentiate or discriminate. I'm fine, I'm not fine.
Ah.
So I don't ask this question. How
Yeah,
I
but
am.
don't. Who told you to ask? Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just want to refer to our former short conversation.
Oh, that's
You were doubting that it is possible, that it is possible not to consider about how are you, how am I, and I think that not just me who thinks that the question who am I is much more beneficial than the question how am I.
You do whatever you like, and I do whatever I like. That comes to this, no? Tolerance in this world is not, it's not bad.
So without asking, I am always in tune with what is. Without judgment, without high, without down. And I'm not happy, but I'm the way it is meant. I mean, the way life is meant to be. And that makes everything very easy for me.
I'm happy to hear, that's okay. Yeah.
Michael. Hi Ganga. If I'm sitting here, it's today at the beginning everything clear and it's about feelings and what. So I tell you what happened and now with time it was really like a storm and. And I could throw up and blah blah blah, and I'm really from one side to the other, and there is something that I just see. Okay, it's the mind, and it's a light. Like it was today, like a little bit in the night, where when I wake up or so, and then it's just a storm, and somebody who sees it, and then. Okay, the I wants like to save, to go there where the one is there who sees it, but then it's still the I, but after a while then, okay, it looks like that the I is dissolving and then it's just, the storm is over and,
But it still happened to someone who disappeared, so you are lucky to have that place in this life, why not? It's a good refuge, but it's still an experience. So if you don't want to run always after this belief that this experience is more real than another, if you want to be at peace with that, you just have to see that you're not even, how can you know even what you are, and you keep quiet forever, and this is going on till you die. no state can be permanent. I have no enough time to tell it. If you don't believe it, try. Up to you, break your nose. If you trust immediately, then trust and just forget about the search. All the wants, all the desire, all the wish, all the need to be enlightened is from someone. Okay?
Yeah.
So it will be impermanent solutions, always. So, from where you hear this, from where you say, yeah, keep quiet. And that's always available. But the guy will have peaceful time and non-peaceful time. That's the life. But at least, there is nobody there really to ask again a question or invent a search because it has been seen what it is. That is the big relief spoken of. That is the big liberation pointed at. It's not to fix the life. How can it be? Yet, because of all that search, because of the no search in the life, you are visited sometimes by silence, peace, one not of that kind. That's it. And it will go on changing. It's called a blessed life. Life. The rest nobody can speak about. But it's here. Freed or not freed, everybody as a life appears as a life with waves. Some waves are from hell to paradise, and some waves are from hell paradise to silence, according to your journey. There will be not a second, split second. It's not needed. Life is like this. It's an expression and it's wrong, but from a free being or not a free being, life is like this. But the search to fix anything, to believe in anything is gone.
Is it still arrogance, ignorance, what is there?
What?
No.
You need an amount of some pride and arrogance to live, isn't it? what is not here just now. It's not it. And what is here just now, or it has a shape, or it has no shape. So it's not referred to the shape or not no shape, because that goes on changing. We are so deluded by the appearance, you see. So deluded.
Yeah.
And that's how we produce concepts. I mean to say, when someone, for example, is freed of beliefs or of search or whatever, everybody expects when I will be there, I will have an enlightened life with all the imagination which is put in that concept. I don't see things like that. And I'm not searching because of what I will say. I would say, you see abruptly once. And then that being, which didn't die for some reason, has a life. And that life is not a free life. That life will waver between moments, for example, like this, in silence, in no mind. When I take my chai, I can be with my no mind, and so on. And with mind, and this and that, of all the life. Life will be the same, except that, as for every seeker, he has known experiences of silence and all that. So that will be included in its life. In that way, I say, what a blessed life. But it's not an enlightened life. It's a blessed life, or lucky life, if you prefer. Still, I could say.
Yeah.
Enlightenment is not applied to anybody. Nobody has an enlightened life. Even if our symbol of the best, Ramana Maharishi, maybe he has to come back to tell differently than me. But I would say, of course, let's say he's enlightened, but his life wavered between extremely long period of quietness, okay, and of other moments. His life was not enlightened. Mm-hmm. He was a being born with quiet moments because the search is no more there, the seeker was no more there, and with other moments. These are degrees, these are differences in life, in this creation. Nobody can copy the life of anybody. And it doesn't mean anything about freedom. When it will enter your head, that will be a big relief. That will be the split second. I never live again this split second. I don't need. When I am quiet, it's not the split second. It's a state of quietness. But who is there to care when you have seen?
I saw it.
Huh?
I saw it.
What you saw it? What did you see?
That it's the mind and that there are waves in the life and
It's knowledge. It's your knowledge. It's not enough. It's the accomplishment of a search. Very good. Now, drop the whole thing. The seeker, the search, and the knowledge.
What about the observer?
What about?
The observer.
Let it be there if you like in the life or not. Huh? But if it troubles you, you kick him off. The goal is not to be an observer. Or, if you like a life like this, that's something else. But so, thank you. Ah, yeah, just in time.
Could you maybe say something about, it's similar to what he just talked to this before and after, when I saw, okay, from where I saw it, I have afterwards this clarity, and before, after, and you said there's not a split second needed.
What's the question?
I just said these sentences and hope that you maybe will say something fruitful about it.
I think I say a lot in that. What can remain hearing this?
I don't understand.
Then chew it. Till you are really fed up. Until you spit it because it's really not tasty. You always spoil your split second, which could have been. It's amazing. I say, spot the mind. It's extraordinary. Doesn't matter. Again. 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 Till the again can be not uttered because nobody's there. If there is still somebody, again. Make your life with it. Again, 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 again. or don't pretend you run after freedom, which is also all right. Thank you very much.